In the 3 years of Kenya Kwanza administration, the country's economy has recorded a mixed performance. This has seen equally a mixed and volatile performance in the cost of living, with some household items becoming cheaper while others remain high, occasioning varied experiences for different citizens. Jimmy Mbogo now takes stock of the performance of the key food basket over the period.
In May 2022, Kenya was experiencing a surge in the cost of basic commodities, particularly items in the food basket. At the time, annual inflation had breached the central bank's upper target limit of 7.5%, rising steadily to reach 8.5% by August and continuing upwards to 9.2% by September 2022. The prices of key commodities such as unga, sugar and rice were on the rise, with the average retail price of a 2-kilogram packet of maize flour in September 2022 standing at 180.80, while a 2-kilogram packet of sugar retailed at an average of 300 shillings. As such, President William Ruto campaigned on the promise to lower the cost of living and making life more bearable for the majority of Kenyans. But 3 years down the line, year-on-year inflation has stabilized at 3.8%, well within the central bank's medium-term target range. However, the cost of key food items remained high between June 2024 and June 2025. Key food items continued to rise. The price of carrots went up 11.1%, while cabbage prices increased by 10.8%. Sugar went up by 5.5%, while maize grain rose by 2.8%, with maize flour increasing by 2.1%.
Now, when you look at the last 2 months, when inflation has started going up again, the reason why it has started going up is because the cost of food items has actually started going up again, right? So we say inflation has gone up to I think it was 4.1% in July and then went to 4.5. If you look at the biggest driver of that is a 6.8% growth in food items.
But our headline inflation is not a problem. The problem we have in Kenya is unemployment, because if somebody is employed or has a source of income, even if inflation ticks up, they can always substitute towards cheaper products. But if you have an income shock and you have zero income, even if prices come down, it's still not out of reach.
According to experts, the last 3 years have also seen the job market shrink, with data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics showing that nearly 40% of Kenyans continue to live below the poverty line.
Our labor market is hemorrhaging people, and that fundamentally, and what that does, it means now you have fewer people who have to support the household. So if you have a household that had 2 spouses who are working and one leaves, you have one person who has to take. So even that person who, even if he had disposable income, he now has to support a much more responsibilities.
You also have a risk of more people going into poverty. If the government is not able to provide those services at the rate which it should, then it means more people will have to spend money in private services, which means it will deplete their incomes.
According to economic experts, a majority of Kenyans are worse off today compared to the same time 3 years ago.
I would say Kenyans are worse off right now. And I think one of the best indicators as an economist is I look at non-performing loans. And non-performing loans used to be in single digits. In the latest communication, non-performing loans was at 17.6%. Now that tells you that businesses are really under pressure.
Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.